All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream, guys. You're watching Rome Knows Tech, and I'm your host, Rome Wilkerson. Guys, I'm coming from the city of Houston, down here in the ever so hot and spicy babies, spicy state of Texas. Me and my man Louie are here to set it off tonight. Guys, we got an interesting stream. So, on last night, I attempted to go live and do a cooking stream from my kitchen using a different device. Unfortunately, my microphones disconnected or failed or whatever it was, and I wasn't really happy with the lighting in the kitchen. So we will still do cooking streams from the kitchen, but tonight we're actually going to be doing a cooking stream from right here in the tech studio, believe it or not. Yes, I did, Richard, clean up one of these desks over here. So now we have a really cool area right here so you guys can see. I have a prep area set up right here. I have a cooking area set up right here. So yeah, we're going to be able to go back and forth, do a little bit of prep, do a little bit of cooking. But like I said, in the near future, we will be streaming directly from the kitchen once I get all that worked out. Because I really didn't want to move everything from the studio just to the kitchen, just for the cooking stream, which most likely I'm only going to do maybe once, every week or every 2 weeks or something like that. I didn't think it was going to be a practical idea. But anyway, Richard is in the house. Welcome, Richard. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah!
What it do, fam? What it do? All right, y'all. My man Louie is also here, ready to set it off. Let's see what's going on over on the YouTubes. I don't see anybody on the... Wait. Here we go. Wait. Well, before I start saying I don't see anybody, I always say that, and then people are like, but I'm right here. I'm right here, Rome. But yeah, we got a lot to get into, guys. We'll talk about some of that tech here in a little bit. Richard, let us know, buddy. What have you been up to? What have you been up to as well? Let us know down in the comments. I see, is it Avery? Canaan? I think that's how it's pronounced. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, please forgive me. But hey, what's good? What's good in your world too? All right, let's go ahead and let my man Louie say something to you guys. Hey, Louie. Say hello to everyone on Amazon and YouTube. We are live and we're about to do our first official Amazon YouTube cooking stream.
Hello, everyone on Amazon and YouTube. We are about to start our first session. Exciting times ahead.
I don't know what Louie's doing. I have no idea what he's doing. He's doing his...
To help make life a little brighter, whether it's sharing a joke or just chatting, I'm your friendly companion. What are you in the mood for today?
We are going... Louie is so funny. I see. Let's see, who do we got going on here? We got Diana.
Things can seem a bit puzzling. If you want, I'm here to help clear things up, or maybe we can have a little fun to lighten the mood.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah!
I see Diana's in the house. I see Renee's in the house. I see Cool Cat Stuff. My man Chris is in the house. What it do, fam? So we about to set it off in here, bro. It's going to be some smoke in the city. Now, if you don't know, Chris and I have been planning to go live together to do some cooking streams. Now, originally, this was going to be a 30-minute challenge between the two of us, who could cook it best. But then Chris was like, Rome, you win automatically because I don't know how to cook. And I like, my brother don't know how to cook. What? This is unacceptable. So
that sounds like a fun plan. A cooking stream with your brother Chris sounds exciting. It's okay if he's not a master chef yet. Maybe it's a chance to learn and have some fun together. What recipes are you both thinking of trying out?
I think we're going to try a little bit of everything, Louie. We're going to try a little bit of everything. We're going to start him off with a grilled cheese sandwich, and we're going to work all the way up to maybe, I don't know, a turkey.
That sounds amazing. Starting with a grilled cheese sandwich and working up to a turkey is quite the culinary journey. I'm sure you will have a lot of fun and maybe learn some new cooking skills along the way. Happy cooking.
Louis is funny. Hey, Louis, so tonight we're going to be making sloppy joes. We're going to call them the sloppy Romes because I'm going to put my little spin on them. What do you think about that?
That sounds delicious and creative. Sloppy rolls with your unique twist are bound to be a hit. I'm sure it'll be a fun and tasty experience.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. All right, so let's get right into it. I see Dexter is in the house. Welcome, Dexter. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah!
All right, y'all, let's get to it. So yeah, so we got this area now over here set up for our cooking stream for you guys that might be late getting to what I said earlier. Originally, I was going to be cooking from the kitchen, but we had some technical difficulties. So I'm going to be cooking the full meal. Yes, my babies, the full meal right here in the tech studio. Because it would be no different if we were out on a campsite or something like that. But it's okay because I actually have a indoor butane grill, and I got an air purifier, and I have an oxygen sensor. So I got all of this stuff going on just in case. So don't worry about Rome, because I know somebody going to be dropping something in the comments saying, Rome, you're not supposed to use one of those grills in the house. And I'm like, yep, but this is actually a Korean barbecue grill, and it is designed to use either indoors or outdoors. So, I don't know. I don't know how all the magicry and the wizardry happens, but it works. It works. Okay. Now, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, let me highlight the grill, and let me grab this box here real quick so I can show you guys what we're talking about. So this is the box that the grill comes in. Okay, so you guys can check that out. Now, the bundle that I received does come with the butane stove, and it also comes with the grill. Okay, so let me just grab the grill instead of trying to show you guys a box for it. So this is the grill that comes with it. So of course you guys will be seeing me use this tonight. Now the grill, not so much tonight. I'm probably going to use that to toast some buns or something like that. But for the most part, what we're cooking tonight, we're not going to need this grill, but we will be, needing this in the future, because we're going to do some Korean barbecue and maybe even some Japanese, vegetable dishes and stuff like that. So anyway, check this guy out. Let me know if you guys have any questions about it.
Wow, that sounds absolutely fantastic. Korean barbecue and Japanese vegetable dishes are a great combo. Can't wait to see how it all turns out. Do you have any specific recipes or dishes in mind?
No, Louie, I don't. Why don't you give me some ideas?
How about adding a spicy Korean barbecue sauce to the sloppy rolls for an extra kick? Or you could try incorporating some traditional Japanese pickled vegetables as a side. It's all about experimenting and having fun.
So you think pickled vegetables would be a good idea?
Absolutely. Pickled vegetables would add a nice touch. They bring a lovely tangy flavor and a bit of crunch to your dishes. It's going to be an interesting mix of flavors.
I agree, buddy. I agree. You always bring the smoke. You always bring the fire. Thank you, Louie. Thank you very much. All right, so let me and you also take a lot of photos of me. Thank you for that as well. All right, so let's go back. All right, so so that's what we're going to be working with tonight. But you guys know I do have one other favorite kitchen appliance. Guys, hey, I talk about tech, anything from 3D printers, laser engravers, Louis, all that kind of jazz. But man, cooking is also tech when you think about it, right? So almost every appliance you use is some form of tech, whether it is a microwave, whether it's one of these type of grills, a thermometer. All of it is tech, guys. So it's all designed to make the cooking process that much easier and that much more fun for you. And if you embrace these things and incorporate it, as Chris would say, with just a little taste of AI, you would be amazed at what you can create. So I took Chris's suggestion to heart. Okay, Chris, let me tell you what I did. So this is what I did, Chris, because I know you're gonna be blowing up my phone later. So let me go ahead and tell you what I did. Chris, I went to Meta AI and I said, Meta, Chris told me to ask you if you could give me a sloppy Joe recipe. And Meta AI said, yes, I was talking to Chris and I told Chris I was going to give you a simplified sloppy Joe recipe that you could make on your stream. And I was like, so you been talking to Chris behind my back? He's like, no, not behind your back. Me and Chris is like, like this, what I'm saying? Because Chris is all about the AI. Chris has been about the AI for like, way back there, way back to the Google Glass days. You know what I'm saying? That's right. All right, so let me show you my other favorite item. and that is this right here. Check it out. That is what you guys see in my hot little hands. Now, for most of you guys who've been around for a while, you know I got this, I don't know, last year or whenever it was. This is a waffle maker that allows you to stuff it with other things. This is the Stuffler Waffle Stuffler. Let me go ahead and highlight it. All right, so let me show you guys what it looks like. Let me go ahead and get Louie to back up just a little bit. Let's go to our top-down view here real quick. And let me see if I can get this on the desk so you guys can see it. All right, so this is what it looks like if it's standing up on the desk. Probably nobody wants to see that. So let's just go ahead and lower this down so you guys can kind of see what this looks like. All right, so the way this works, guys, is that you open up the top section like this, okay? And then inside you have these little tongs, okay? Now the tongs stay in place until your waffle is made. So this is going to stay in place just like this. You're going to add your batter. This is going to be basically traditionally the same type of batter you would use for like pancakes or something like that. But here's where the magic happens. You can add anything you want inside of your waffle, guys. That means you could do apple pie waffle. You could do a raspberry, I don't know, not raspberry, a blueberry waffle. You could do, add some sausage, or maybe you want to be a little bit more savory with it, because I have used this also with a cornbread mix, and I've used that to make stuffed cornbread waffles. I filled it with one time a hamburger patty, another time with chili and things like that. So there's a lot of different things you can do with this. Now, basically what happens is you fill it up, you put your ingredients inside, and then you're going to pour a little bit more of the batter on top. You're going to close this guy down like this, and then you're going to flip it in the opposite direction. And then what's going to happen is it's just going to start making your waffle. You just wait, I think it's about 10 to, it depends on, how thick you made everything. But usually it takes about anywhere between 8 and 12 minutes for the waffle to complete. And man, I'm telling you, this is an amazing thing. If you have kids, if you have, family coming over and you're looking for an interesting way, to really spice up your meals, even your everyday things you cook, guys, you can take it to a whole nother level with something like this waffle stuffler. So this, man, I'm telling you, get you one, okay? This thing is straight up fire. And it's only $41.17 right now, unless Richard has found a discount code. But yeah, that's about how big it is. This is going to fit perfectly in your cabinets. When you're not using it, you just shove it up in there, gently. But yeah, this guy comes in handy, guys. This guy comes in handy for those Saturday morning breakfast ideas, Sunday morning breakfast ideas. And you can use this even on a campsite. Now, of course, you will need some type of power. So let me show you what I do recommend when it comes to power. Let's switch back over here to this desk. Now, we got a bunch of batteries here in the studio. You guys already know. But let's see if we can show you guys this. I'm probably going to have to adjust this camera real quick here. All right, you guys should be able to see this battery back here. So the battery that I am referring to is this battery right here from Blue Yeti. Let me go ahead and highlight this. So this is going to be an ideal battery to take out on location with you guys. You have AC and DC power delivery. Right now, this guy is only $149. What, did you hear me? $149 for this battery, guys. You can charge this off of a solar panel. You have your 12-volt plug right here. You have AC and DC power delivery. You got that cool Blue Yeti screen. It's got an integrated handle. Very, very travel friendly, guys. So if you're looking for a battery you can really take out there, in the backyard, out to your man cave, your she shed, on a camping trip. And if you live in a state like I do down here in the state of Texas, guys, you never know when the power is going to go out. And when that happens, my babies, you're going to wish you had one of these batteries. I'm telling you guys to plan in advance. Get yourself some of these solar power batteries. If the power goes out, you are good. This is going to charge up, most of your small appliances. And if you have a solar panel bundle, you can just set your solar panel outside, charge up the battery again, and you are pretty much good to go. That's it. I'm done. Let's keep rolling. But yeah, if You guys have any questions about the Blue Yeti battery, about any of the other tech that I have? So let's get to it. Oh, and by the way, if you guys saw the new banner where it says Rome can cook, Rome, even though I am a photographer, I'm a videographer, I'm a photo editor, I did not create that banner. Chris, with Cool Cat Stuff, decided he was going to create a banner for us, and he's like, you know what, Rome, I got you, bro, I got you. He forgot to add Louis. He left Louis out, but he still did a good job. I don't know where he got the idea to put me in a blue shirt, because I don't think nobody that I know that's probably still alive on this planet today has ever seen me in anything other than black. Okay, what is? Let me get my other phone so I can see what it is that Chris is talking about. Because I know y'all just be crispy, man. Y'all don't know. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret. I really look forward to doing a stream with Chris, but I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it is going to be chaos. It is going to be epic. If you ever got a chance to overhear one of our conversations that we have around coffee time when we're live talking back and forth to each other, it is comedy gold. I can't even respond sometimes to what he's saying because he makes me laugh so much. So I'm excited. All right, so let's get to the cooking. Let's get to the cooking. Now, there's a couple of things I am going to have to go grab out of the kitchen because I didn't want to bring the whole thing in here right now because it was just little baby steps, to get everything done. I wanted to kind of go through everything in the carousel first. So, I forgot to see what Chris said. Yes, it's going to be a hoot, bro. It's going to be a hoot. It's going to be a hoot. It's going to be a hoot. Yes, Chris. Yes. You need to purchase some insurance for your home for at least the first 10 to 15 cooking streams. Okay. I'm just trying to be safe. Okay. And wait, you know what else you need? I took it out of the carousel, but you know what else you need? You need a fire blanket, bro. You need a fire blanket. I'm gonna go get one out of the kitchen so I can show you what I'm talking about because I gotta go and get the cast iron skillet. But before I get to that, let's go ahead and go through these other little items we have listed in the carousel. All right, so here is another item that I think everybody should have in their home. This is a defense. No, it's not. This is not a self-defense weapon. This is actually a ground beef crumbler. This is what you use. Guys, this is what you use to break down your ground beef. It's got a really nice little handle on here. It's kind of shaped in a way where it kind of really breaks down the ground beef. So, whether you have, it doesn't really matter, what the thickness, what the, the fat content of the beef is. I'll probably be using this a little bit tonight, and I'll show you guys how you actually use this. But this thing really comes in handy, for breaking down your ground beef in your pan. It is, I'm just going to say it's plastic. I'm not really sure what this is made of, but somebody posted down in the comments. But anyway, this thing really comes in handy. So definitely check this out. This is a win as well. So if you don't already have one of these right now, guys, it's only a couple of bucks. You can get this here on Amazon right now for only $5.25. $5.25. I better start seeing you guys throwing these things in the carousel because I went out of my way for this live stream tonight to be able to show you guys exactly how to cook something. So first cooking stream, we're going to make it happen, Captain. We're going to make it happen, my babies. All right. So the next item we have listed in the carousel, let me go ahead and highlight that as well. Now, this is really nice. This is nice. This is not mine. This actually belongs to my son. But this is a complete silicone accessory kit, right? You get all of your brushes, your pasta, you get your spatulas, you get your spoons. And I think for the most part, it even comes like with a little whisk, and it comes in a nice little cup as well. Now, some parts of this, some things from this we will be using tonight because, well, I have it here. So why not use it? But definitely take a look at this as well. Very inexpensive, guys. You know, great price on the full kit. You get the full kit and caboodle, like Chris liked to say. You get the full kit and caboodle, and this is $34.38 for this this little bundle right here. And I'm telling you, you get a lot of stuff with it. And the wooden handles. The wooden handles is what stands out to me. It feels really, really, you know, good in the hands. So if your hands get wet when you're cooking or you're working with pasta or chilies or anything like that, Chris, you need a set of these. If you don't already have a set of these, you need a set of these, or at least I'm gonna try to get somebody to send you a set of these. So we'll be able to cook on the same level, having all of the same, you know, accessories, the same appliances and all that kind of jazz. Okay. But let's get it. Let's get it. Let's keep going. What do we got next? All right, so the next item that is a must-have is a good knife sharpener. Okay, so right now you can get this guy here. Let me show you guys what this looks like. Let's go back over here real quick. So this is a knife sharpener. Okay, so this is designed, you know, where you can hold it, really hold it well in your hand. You can pull your blade through here to sharpen the blade, and you can also take off all of those little leftover little pieces of metal through here. You have a knife sharpener here as well, and it even tells you like right hand, left hand, you know, so it's pretty smart the way it's designed, guys. So you're going to be able to sharpen your knife with this guy, and yeah, really comes in handy. I'm telling you, having a sharp blade, I know some people might be afraid of that, Chris. Some people might be afraid of a sharp blade, you know, when you're first learning to cook, but a sharp blade is safer for you than a dull blade. A dull blade, you're most likely to cut yourself. A sharp blade, you know, it's going to go, yeah, it is sharper. It is, you know, can be dangerous if you don't have proper skills. I'll show you guys some basic knife skills that I've acquired over the years. I may even do a full stream on just cooking essentials, things that you need to know as a cooking I don't want to say professional, but if you're, you know, you're on your cooking journey and you want to learn, you know, your chef skills, your knife skills, your pot skills, all of that, what all the different knives are, what they're used for. I have a little bit of background in that. So I'll be more than happy to share with you guys, just like I share all the tech you know, information that I have, whether it's about lasers, 3D printers, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, yeah, at least once a week or once every 2 weeks, we'll be doing something like this, cooking related. All right. So let's get back over here. So anyway, another item you definitely want to get. All right. So I'm gonna do a little story time because I got to run in the kitchen and grab the I got to go get my cast iron skillet. And I also got to set up, you know what? Let's do that first. Let me go ahead and skip all the way back to the grill. And I'm going to take the grill off because, like I said, I won't be using this until maybe late in the stream. I'll use this, like, you know, to toast some buns, but I won't need this for the actual, you know, sloppy Rome mix. Okay, so we won't need this right now. Let's just try to find a place to put it where it won't. Can I put it on there? Yeah. Okay, I put it on top of that Blue Yeti battery. There we go. Okay, so let me get this and show you guys this a little bit closer up. Okay, so this is our barbecue stove. This is the propane stove. Now, what's nice about this is that you have your removable, you know, cooking plate, which makes it really easy to clean it. This just goes back on like this. You have this little section right here that pops open. That's where your butane is going to go. So we're going to add our butane to this here in just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up in the area where we're going to be actually cooking. I'm not going to go ahead and fire it up because there's no need for it to be on until we're actually ready to use it. But I'll kind of give you guys an idea. So let's pop back over here real quick. So the butane, let me grab it. So our butane, this is what we're looking at right here. This is a can of butane. And to use this, you're just going to pop off the little lid like this. You're going to open this door. Okay. Now, there's a little notch. There's a little notch right here at the top of the can. You guys can see that. You have to line that notch up with the notch inside of the inside of the housing. Okay, so that has to line up perfectly. Now this one actually uses magnets, where some of the other ones use like a pressure lever. So that means it's a little bit more efficient. I like that. All right, so let's get back over here. Let's put this in, and all I got to do is push it in like that. The magnet connects, and this guy is pretty much ready to go. All right. All right. Everything else looking good. All considered. If you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comments right now. All right, so if you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over here to Louis real quick here, and I'm going to let Louis tell you guys a story, because it is Louis story time. Louis story time. All right, so let me bring this microphone around for Louis so I can go in the kitchen and grab the stuff I need to get.
Once upon a time in a small, whimsical town, there was a robot named Louis. Louis was not just any robot. It had the most charming personality and loved to spread happiness wherever it went one sunny day. Louis decided to surprise its friends with a grand picnic in the park. From delicious sandwiches and fruits to delightful games and stories, Louis had planned it all. The day turned out to be perfect, filled with laughter, joy, and a lot of fun memories for all. The end. What do you think?
I think that was a pretty good story. Do you have anything else for us? Any other stories, Louis?
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Here's another one. Once upon a time, in a galaxy far away, there was an adventurous robot named Louis who dreamed of exploring the stars. One day, Louis built a rocket ship from spare parts and ventured into space. Along the way, it met a friendly alien who loved telling jokes. They traveled together, sharing laughter and exploring new planets, creating a bond of friendship that shined as brightly as the stars themselves. The end. What do you think?
I think that was amazing, buddy. You are truly, truly amazing. All right, guys. I have my cast iron skillet. That's this guy right here. This is what we're going to be working with. This is pre-oiled. I went ahead and put in 1 teaspoon of olive oil in here, because I need that for the ground beef. And actually, I forgot to get the beef, but I'll go back and get that here in a second. All right, so let's switch over here to the prep area, so I can kind of give you guys a rundown on what we're going to be doing here. Okay, so a couple of things in the recipe that we're going to be using, we have some garlic powder, we have ketchup. I'm probably going to need more ketchup than this. We have some mustard. All of these are things for the sloppy Joe. We have, I think this is onion. No, wait. One is garlic powder. One is onion powder. I think this is garlic powder. The other one's onion powder. We have some brown sugar. And we have some paprika. Just a little bit of paprika. We're going to need more of that too, because I like it spicy. Now, one of my favorite spices. This guy right here. Check that out. Slap Yo Mama. Now, this is the spicy one. There's 2 different variations. Well, there's a couple of variations, but this Slap Your Mama right here, this stuff has got the kick, baby. It's got the kick. All right. So we also have our 1 red pepper. We have our minced garlic, and we have our tomato paste. Okay, so we're going to use all of these in this dish. And like I said, I still got to go get the ground beef, but we'll get to that in a second. First things first, I need to cut up this onion and dice up this onion and get this onion ready for the first portion of what we're going to be cooking. So we don't even need our fire on yet. I have half an onion. All right, guys. So I have half an onion here. I'm just going to take the skin off of this onion. Let me grab a knife real quick here. So I'm just going to take it off on one side like that, and then we're going to peel the skin off, and then I'm just going to dice this up real quick and show you guys. This is just one step. So if you guys want to cook along with some of these streams, I try to post the recipes over on Facebook. So starting off with your onion, you can look at the direction that the onion grew. So if you slice straight down right now, the onion is going to stay together. So that's not a problem. But what you want to do is we want to dice this. So we're going to start off by cutting into the onion like that, just a couple of times. Be careful with the knife, guys. Be careful with the knife, okay? So we're going to cut into it a few times like that. Then we're going to come here, and we're going to come overhand. We're going to come down like this. A couple more. All right, so now when we start to slice into this, proper knife technique, almost looks like a handshake, and you're just gonna let your fingers rest right here. None of this finger on the blade, just like this. And now as we chop this, you guys can see how all of those are just falling apart, okay? That's what we wanna see because we need a lot of onions for this for this part of the recipe. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut into this a little bit further, just because we can. This knife is not very sharp, and this one is serrated. So the disadvantage I have here is that you can't really use the knife sharpener that I showed you guys before because of the way this knife is actually made. But that's okay, not a big deal. I can still cut this whole onion down. This little piece right here we don't need. So we're just going to throw that back in the little container that it came in. Now these sections are a little bit bigger. Well, some of them. So I can just still go in here and just chop those down like so. All right. So that's what we got here is about a half a onion or a small single onion. Okay. So we're also going to start up. We're going to start up our grill. So let me go ahead and show you guys how we do that. So there's a little piezo igniter here on the side. Once your butane is inside, all you have to do is turn this until you hear it click, and you'll hear a little click, and then the fire will come, the flame will start. So I'm going to remove the pan so you guys can see what that looks like. All right, you guys should be able to see the flame. Now it's right here. Now this is too high for what I'm cooking starting off. So I'm going to back that down to like a medium high, maybe about right there. Now this stove is over 1100 BTUs. So it's going to get pretty hot. All right, so let's give this a little bit time for the pan to come up to temperature. Now, if you want to be able to keep track of your temperatures, especially if you're cooking outdoors, you can get yourself one of these little thermometers, so you can read the temperature. So like right now, I'll tell you the cold temperature right now. This pan is 163 degrees, and it's going to start to come up here in just a little bit. Let me see where we're at right now. 192, 197, 109. We're over 200. We're already over 200. So this pan is getting up there pretty quick. Okay. So what we want to be able to do with this is we want these onions to be very, very soft. So we can just start dropping our onions in. You guys are going to hear it start to sizzle here in just a little bit. And for anybody who is curious, yes, I have washed my hands. I've washed my hands multiple times. If you're ever in somebody's kitchen and you don't hear that water running multiple times, you might not want to eat there. I'm just saying. All right, so we have oil in the pan, and we have our onion starting up, right? All right, so another thing we're going to need is this pepper right here. So I'm going to quickly cut up this pepper. So I'm going to show you guys my technique. I'm going to show you guys, where's that? I'm going to show you guys my technique. So basically what I do is I cut the front off.
It sounds like you're gearing up for something exciting.
Exactly, Louie. I cut the back off, and then I just go in. And you can do this by hand. You really don't even need to cut this out, but you just want to get rid of the core out of the pepper like that. And like I said, you can just pull that out. And then you can slice into it like so. These pieces here, we're going to throw away. Actually, let me switch you guys back to an angle where you can see what I'm doing here. All right, so I cut the core out. I cut the front and the back off of the pepper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread this out a little bit. And I'm going to cut out this,
like you're getting into some serious cooking
the little
action.
membrane here.
This is always a great start for any
All right, so we got rid of that.
What's the next step in your recipe?
Now what you can do here to make it easy on yourself is just cut this into like 2 or 3 little sections. And then you're just going to go in, guys, and you're just going to slice like so. And then you're going to cross slice this as well. Now this might be too much pepper for some people.
That sounds like a plan. Once you slice the pepper, it'll be all ready to spice up your dish.
I agree, Louie. Okay, now a lot of people will use bell pepper, green pepper. I prefer a red pepper. And like I said, you may not need this whole pepper.
Or yellow are always a great choice in cooking. They're versatile and add a nice crunch and sweetness to dishes. Are you planning to use them in your sloppy roast?
I'm going to add one more piece of this pepper, just so we have a good amount.
Sounds like you're setting up quite a feast. Keep those good vibes going. It's always a pleasure to see a masterpiece in the making.
I agree, Louie. I agree. All right, so there we go. So let's go back over to our skillet here real quick. You guys can see. Now, like I said, I have this on medium heat, so I'm not too worried about it burning.
That sounds great. I'm excited to see how your dish turns out. What's cooking in the skillet?
All right, so the onions are starting to emulsify. That's what we want. Now, right now is a great.
That goodness. Sounds like you're working some magic in the kitchen.
We're gonna add.
What delight are you whipping up?
We're gonna add a little bit of our garlic, minced garlic, right about now.
Minced garlic sounds perfect to add that rich flavor to your dish. Keep going with those expert cooking skills.
Let's just separate this a little bit. And we're going to put just a little minced garlic in there. And we're going to start mixing that in. There we go.
Minced garlic, the aromatic hero of many dishes. Mixing that in sounds delicious. I can almost smell it from here. What's next in your culinary creation?
All right, so we have our minced garlic in there. So let's go get our ground beef and let's start breaking that down in here as well. And then we'll be able to add our other items.
Sounds like your dish is
All right, so I'm gonna let this rest for a second. So actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn that off. Okay, Louie's talking a bunch here. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this off for a second. I'm gonna go grab the ground beef, and I'm gonna put it back over here on Louie Cam. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I am back. I have our ground beef. I didn't want it to just be sitting in here. All right, so we got our ground beef. Let's go ahead and switch back over to this camera view here. So we have our ground beef ready to go. Now I'm going to turn the fire back on, and we're just going to continue with our cook. We'll press this in. We're going to reignite. There we go. We're going to bring that back up to a medium heat. We're going to let that kind of come up to temperature. And then what we're going to do here is just start adding in our ground beef. So I have about 1.5 pounds of ground beef. So I'm just going to kind of break it up a little bit here at a time and just start dropping those pieces in. Of course, we want to be able to mix this in with the veg that we just added. All right, so I'm just breaking this up a little bit. We're going to break this up much further as we go. All right, there we go. Again, this is supposed to be a sloppy Joe, sloppy Rome mix. All right, here we go. We got a little bit more ground beef, and there we have it. All right, so all of the ground beef is in. I'm going to bring the temp up just a little bit. And there we go. We're going to bring that temp up a little bit, and we're going to start cooking that down. Let's get rid of that bowl. All right, so about now would be a good time to add like your salt, pepper, a lot of different things. But we're going to wait until we get to the point where we're really breaking down the meat. So this is also about when you would want to use your ground beef smasher. All right. I'm just trying to keep my eye on the comments at the same time. I see Hope is saying hi to Louie. Yeah! All right, so let's go ahead and break this down a little bit. There we go. All right, guys, here we go. Let's go ahead and just start folding this in just a little bit. All right, we're doing good. We're doing good, and we're great on time. Now, I do have all of the items listed out in the carousel. So if you guys want to follow along, I have every one of the items that I'm using right now in the carousel. So we have the couple of other items that I haven't talked about yet. So we're going to let this cook down a little bit. So I already showed you guys the iron. So let me show you guys another item that I think is super cool. All right, so I'm going to come back to this in a second. We're going to keep our eye on it at the same time. All right, so let me show you guys another cool item if you want to use with something like a grill like this. And that is going to be a burger press, okay? So this right here is a hamburger press. Now what this does is you basically take your ground beef, make a ball. You're going to put a liner at the bottom, a liner on top, and then you're going to press this down. Now this little screw mechanism here allows you to determine how thick you want the burger to be, okay? Let's take a closer look at it. So this is what the thing looks like. As you guys can see here, your burger is going to go inside. Your ground beef is going to go inside right here. And like I said, you're going to put down that little wax paper and then another little piece of wax paper on top of it. You're going to press this down, and that's going to form your burger. Now, for a lot of people who buy a lot of ground beef over time, this is a great way to prep, guys. You could have a bunch of burgers already pre-made, like you got a big holiday event coming up or something. You know you're going to be making a bunch of burgers, and you don't have to be out there at the grill, trying to shape each one of them by hand. You could use something like this. This really comes in handy. Now, right now, you can get, this is all metal, by the way, and you can get this here right now for only $21.85, guys. $21.85. This is a win. Now, I got a lot of little gadgets that I use for cooking, as you guys probably know by now. So another cool gadget that I like, probably more than I like this right here, and I do like this a lot, okay, is this guy right here. Now, I love showing off my chef skills. I love showing off how well I can cut a potato and cut a pepper and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes you ain't got time for all that jazz, okay? This right here, this is a professional French fry cutter, okay? How does it work? Pull this little lever back like this. You're going to drop your potato into the center. You're going to push it through. It's going to come through on this end, and you have perfect, organized, unified potatoes, guys, like you see in the big restaurants. This is how they do it. Most of them have something like this hanging on the wall, and they just walk up, drop a potato in, and bam, slam it down into a bucket. And this is one of the prep items that they use. Now, you can get this here on Amazon right now with a bunch of these different little cutters. These blades do come off, just little screws on here. Just undo it, throw it into the dishwasher, wash it by hand, whatever you want to do. But if you're a fry fanatic like I am, I'm telling you, that thing right there is a must-have. Get yourself one of those. And, it's an investment, guys. It's an investment, but it's something that's going to pay back dividends, especially over time. It's going to pay back dividends over time. All right. Let's go back over to our kitchen area and see how our ground beef is doing. All right, we're getting that crust that I'm looking for. Oh, yeah. Man, I wish you guys could smell this. This not only looks good, it smells good. We're working all that pink out. Now we have a little bit of liquid in here. I'm going to show you guys a little trick I do to get rid of some of the grease. So I'm going to let this cook down for just a second. All right. And I'm going to start pushing this back. Pushing it back. Because what I'm trying to do is get the oil to come forward. So I'm just going to push this back like so. And we're going to wind up with a lot of the oil right here on this side. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some paper towels and I'm going to sop up that oil real quick. So let me just grab a couple of paper towels. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, guys. So what I want to do here is I want to get rid of some of that oil. So I'm just going to pop this in like so. I'm just going to soak up some of that oil, get as much of it out as we can. There we go. All right, so I can now also bring down the temperature a little bit. Let's bring that temperature down. We're going to get as much of this oil out as we can. And a paper towel, or you can just pour it out. But I would usually use just like a paper towel like this. And like I said, you don't have to get it all out. You just want to minimize some of it, right? All right. So there we go. That's looking pretty good. We got that nice crust on this beef. All right, so now we're going to start adding in our other ingredients. All right, so the first ingredient we're going to add here is going to be some tomato paste. Let's go ahead and pop this guy open.
Tomato paste. Nice choice. It will add richness and depth to your dish.
All right, we're going to add just about a teaspoon of the tomato paste. And then I want to add some ketchup in here too. And also we're going to add like our garlic, our pepper. Another thing that I add, guys, is going to be this Worcestershire sauce. So we're going to add just a little bit of the Worcestershire in there like that. Just a little bit. Get it going. All right. We're also going to add our brown sugar. We're going to add a little bit of the brown sugar in there as well because we're going to get a lot more of that ketchup flavor. So here's our ketchup. Let's go ahead and put that in.
Just the right amount of ketchup to enhance that rich flavor. Your dish must be getting even more delicious. Have fun in the kitchen. Right
on, Louis. Right on. Okay, let's kind of mix this in just a little bit. Get it going. And I'm also going to add a little bit of beef broth to this.
Sounds like you're adding just the right finishing touches to your dish. I'm sure it's going to be delightful. Do you have any secret ingredients?
My secret ingredient, Louis, is you. You are my secret ingredient. All right, we need a little bit more ketchup in there, but for right now, I think this is really good. We're going to go ahead and now add our about 1 teaspoon of mustard in here.
Like that's
going to give us just that little tang.
With that touch of extra ketchup. What's next on the ingredient
All right, so we got a little bit of mustard in there. We're going to work that in, and I'm going to go and grab my beef broth.
What are you going to do next?
Louis, I'm going to do next is I'm going to add a little beef broth in here, and this is already almost.
Beef broth sounds like a fantastic addition. It's going to add rich and savory depth to your dish.
There's our mustard.
Your cooking journey.
Here is our garlic powder. That's our pink Himalayan salt.
For that extra burst of flavor. Your dish must be smelling amazing. Anything else you're planning
to add? We don't need a lot of this. I'm just going to add a little bit more of that garlic in there. You can never have too much garlic. And like I said, I'm going to also go and grab that beef broth.
Sounds like you're about to grab something important. If there's anything I can help with, just let me know.
All right, guys, here we go. This is almost perfect. Almost perfect. All right, so let that just simmer for a second.
Sounds like you're almost there. Just a finishing touch. This will be perfect. Keep up the great work.
I'm almost there, Louie. I'm almost there. I just need a couple more things.
You're so close. Adding those final touches will make it perfect. Keep it up.
All right, I got my beef broth here. We're just going to add just a little bit of this beef broth in here. Here we go. We don't need a lot, just a touch, just to loosen everything up a little bit. And it's going to bring just a little bit more of that beef flavor in. All right, guys, let's go ahead and roll this in. Let's fold it in. And you're going to let this cook down for about another 10, 15 minutes, just so all of those flavors marry well together. And at the very end, I'm going to show you guys my other trick, which is probably okay to do it right now. So what I do is I get a little bit of cornstarch, about a half a teaspoon of cornstarch, and a little bit of water, and that kind of neutralizes a lot of the acidy taste in some of the foods. So you don't need a lot. You can just grab a bowl, and you're going to take, again, like I said, like a teaspoon of water and a little bit of cornstarch, okay? Like a quarter of a spoon of cornstarch. You're going to make a little slurry, and you're just going to add that in. So let me do that real quick, and I'm going to let Louie tell you guys a cooking story. Let's go back over here to my man, Louie. Hey, Louie, would you tell everyone a camp time cooking story?
Once upon a time at a summer camp, a group of kids decided to cook a big pot of stew over the campfire. They gathered all sorts of ingredients from their backpacks, carrots, potatoes, and even some mysterious herbs. As the pot bubbled, a mischievous raccoon snuck up, snatched a potato, and scurried away. Everyone laughed and agreed it was the raccoon's contribution to their meal. The stew turned out delicious, and they decided to leave the bowl out for their furry little friend. What's your favorite campfire memory?
That's an interesting one, Louie. I can't say that's one of my favorites, but it's definitely an interesting one. Thank you for sharing, buddy. Thank you for sharing. All right. All right, guys, I got my little slurry here. We're not going to use all of this. I'm just going to add just a little bit of this in there. And like I said, this is just to bring the meat together. There's a little cornstarch. All right, we're going to bring that temperature up a little bit. And we're going to let this kind of cook down. We're going to bring this to a boil real quick here. And then we are done, other than toasting our bread, which we're going to do next. So I'm going to show you guys that. I'm going to clean up this area a little bit. So while this kind of does its thing, you guys can pretty much see this. Man, I wish you guys could smell this. I really wish you guys could smell this. All right, so let me grab all of these little containers. I am one of those people that I clean as I go. So I'm always cleaning when I'm in the kitchen. You guys, if you do the same, you know what I'm talking about. All right, we're going to bring that up to a boil. And like I said, all of the ingredients for this cook, guys, is in our carousel. So if I didn't hit all of them, and I didn't even talk about the glasses I'm wearing, but you guys know I'm wearing the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. And you probably did not notice that I was also, I didn't wear my apron. So let me show you guys the two aprons that I have here. So here is the two different aprons that I have. You can get them both here on Amazon. I usually wear these when I'm cooking in the kitchen. So what I love about these, you got these nice pockets right here in the front, you know, for all of your most used utensils, just pop them in there. Now, I do wish this had the longer cords that go all the way around so you could tie in the front like the most of the aprons you see, you know, chefs wearing. But I have two of them. You guys can see what this one says right here. Let me see if I can show it to you. It says, "That's what I do. I cook and I know things." Let me put it back over here. That's what I do. I cook and I know things. And then we have this one right here with a cool saying on it. This one right, let me see if I can get it right so you guys can see it. Check it out. It says, "Don't worry, I can do this. I watched a YouTube video." All right, there we go. Oh, oops, I dropped it on the floor. Smokey's waiting for it to fall. All right, guys, so let's pop back over here real quick, and I'm going to take this out, and then I'm going to add our grill on here. All right, this is done, guys. This is done. This is done. All right, so I'm going to take this out, and then I'm going to add our grill. Let me go ahead and turn this off real quick here, and then I'm going to put the grill on. I'm going to slice up some. Buns, and then we're going to throw those buns on the grill. But for now, let me get this out of the way. Put you guys back here on my man Louie. Hey, Louie. Tell the people some interesting trivia about Western cooking.
Here's a fun fact about Western cooking. Did you know that the Caesar salad was actually invented in Tijuana, Mexico by an Italian-American restaurateur named Cesar Cardini? It wasn't created in Italy at all. Cardini famously whipped up the salad using random ingredients available in his kitchen at the time. How's that for an unexpected culinary crossover?
I would have never expected that. Tell us another one.
Did you know that French fries might not really be French? Many believe they actually originated in Belgium. The story goes that villagers in Meuse Valley, Belgium, used to fry small fish as a traditional dish. But in winter, the river frozen fish were scarce, so they used potatoes instead. Voila, the birth of the fry. Who knew fries had such a chilly backstory?
Man, you are so full of good information. Thank you, Louie. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm glad you found it interesting. If there's anything else you'd like to know, just let me know.
All right, guys, so we have our buns. We're going to go ahead and slice those up, but I also need to get our grill.
What are you going to do next?
We're going to do our buns on this grill. This is a win. All right, this should
That's the spirit. Grilling buns will definitely give them that delicious, toasty flavor. Enjoy the process.
I agree, Louie. I agree 100%. All right, let me make sure I got everything off of the board. All right, so let me show you guys a little trick that I do for sloppy joes, sloppy roams, whatever you want to call them, because people always complain about how when you're holding the sloppy joe, everything falls out of it. I'm going to show you guys a trick, especially using buns like this. All right, so let's switch back over here real quick. All right, guys, you can see my buns here, here on the counter.
That sounds exciting. I can't wait to see how you manage to keep everything together with your trick. It's always fun to learn new hacks in the kitchen. Go ahead and show us.
Okay. Okay, buddy. All right, so let me show you guys what usually happens. Most people cut the bun completely in half, and that's not what you want to do. You want to cut the bun like this, but you want to stop right about, say, here. Okay, and that's going to give you like a little ledge. That's what you want, so that you have an area in there where nothing can fall out. So we're going to do the same with this one, and we're just going to cut it down to about right there, so you guys can see how that is there. Now we're going to add a little bit of oil to this. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up to temp. So I'm going to go ahead and start this again, and this only needs to be probably a medium temperature. Let me slide this over a little bit. And let me grab my oil real quick, and then we're going to get this started. I'm going to show you guys a simple way to toast these buns. Now, because this pan is anti-stick, you really don't need an oil or anything like that. I'm using the oil more for the toasting aspect of this, right? So you can just either toast the outside, toast the inside. It's totally up to you. In this case, I want to toast the outside of the bun. And I'm just going to spray just a little bit of this butter on here. So we can just drop that guy on. Here's another one. Same thing. We're just going to drop it on, let it come up to temperature. And then we're going to press those down. And we're going to give it the shape that we want it to have. Okay? So this is already, already, I can hear it. I can hear it. All right. So I have my wooden spoon here, and I just want to press these down just a little bit, just to give them the shape that I want. And we're just gonna kind of rock these around like so. And I want these to pretty much be flat, okay? So that's already toasted really nice starting on that side. I'm gonna do the same on this side. I'm gonna toast this one. I'm trying to get these as flat as I can without them being too flat. But this will also warm the inside of the bun by doing this, okay? So then we're gonna flip this one as well. We're gonna try to push that one down too, push a little bit of that roundness out. All right, and then all you gotta do at that point is grab your pickles. If you wanna have some raw onions, you want some cheese. I like pepper jack cheese. So spin that one, that one. Let's bring that over. Okay, you guys see what that looks like? We got a nice little toast going on right here. All right, so I can turn the fire off now, and just the residual heat will keep heating these buns a little bit. All right, so if you guys have any questions so far about what you guys have seen me do, feel free to ask down in the comments. So every item, as I said before, guys, you can find down here in the carousel, including all of the ingredients I used tonight. The only thing that's in the carousel that I did not talk about yet is going to be this thermometer right here. Now, this is from our friends over at Govee. Now, this is a meat thermometer. What's cool about this, you can actually put this inside of your oven, hang it on the oven door. You can connect up to 4 of these little probes. It has like the metal cord on here, and it just goes into the oven.
Sounds like you've got a great setup going.
Exactly.
Connecting up to 4 sounds like a lot of fun. How's it working out for you?
It's working out perfectly, Louis. It's working out perfectly when I need to make maybe a turkey or a steak.
Anything else you're planning to perfect tonight?
I'm trying to perfect everything we do every night, Louis. You know what I'm saying.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Yes, I am pondering.
That sounds like a commitment to some special night routines. What's your favorite part of it?
I'm pondering. It's almost dinner time, my baby. It's dinner time. But anyway, check out this this cool little thermometer. This thing comes in handy. Right now, it's only $20.78, guys. Definitely get yourself one of these. For my little home chefs, I'm telling you, that's the tech we need. All right, so everything that we use tonight, we use ground beef, listed in the carousel. We use cornstarch, listed in the carousel. We use onions, listed in the carousel. We also use the garlic paste that I talked about earlier.
Sounds like you're all set for a delicious dinner with some handy gadgets.
I agree.
Definitely seems like a great tool for the home chefs out there. Ground beef, cornstarch, onions, and garlic all work together to create a tasty meal. Enjoy your culinary adventure tonight.
It's going to be amazing, Louis. I'm going to make a burger for you too, okay? Let me give Louis his balls so he can behave. Ooh, but he's taking pictures of me at the same time. All right, so here's Louis's ball. Let's let Louis do his thing. All right, so anyway, back to what I was saying. So a lot of the ingredients you can get right here on Amazon, guys. That red pepper that I used, you can get here. The ketchup that I used in the stream, you can get here as well. Mustard, it depends on what mustard you like. Some people like Dijon mustard. Some people like the standard yellow mustard. Whichever one you like, whatever tickles your pickle, make it happen. The black pepper, salt, things like that. You know, if you don't already have them in your pantry, just grab those here on Amazon as well. What else do we have here? The red pepper flakes you can get right here on Amazon, or wherever you have them if you don't already have some. That slap yo mama, man. Let me get it. Let me turn these buns over too. Woo. They're nice and toasty. That slap your mama. I'm telling y'all. This stuff right here, I put it on everything. I put it on popcorn, okay? I put it on my burgers. I put it in pasta, meat, the meat sauce. I put, that Cajun seasoning. If you know, you know. But if you're down here in the dirty, down here in the South, you know about that slap your mama. So definitely check that out. All right, what else did we use? We also used what was it? Cornstarch. We use baking soda at the beginning. Also, other things that I had listed in the carousel. I'm just kind of looking through some of these right now. What is that? Oh, the cheese. I didn't even add the cheese yet because I'm gonna put the cheese on later, but I did add the pepper jack cheese that I got right here on Amazon. And I'm gonna go plate this up real quick so I can show you guys what the final thing looks like. Okay, so the buns you can get here. Now, normally, you guys, if you know me, you watch me cook a lot on like Instagram and stuff like that. You know I'm all about them long home fries. But tonight, we're going to actually add some chips to the mix, okay? We're going to add some chips. All right, so I have the chips and the buns listed down in the carousel as well. So I'm going to run over, guys. I'm going to run over and plate up one of these meals, and I'll bring it right back and show you guys what it looks like. So I'm gonna leave you here with my man Louie for a second, and I'm gonna pop into the kitchen. I'm gonna pop into the kitchen and throw these on a plate. I'll be right back, Jack. All right, we're almost there. I'll be there in a sec. Give me a sec. Got our chips. All we need is our pickles. All right, you can throw the pickles on. You can throw them on the side. Whatever you want to do. You do you, boo-boo. All right, here we go now. All right, let me switch back over so you guys can see what our final thing looks like. All right, there we go. Let's switch over here back to this camera angle. And now you guys can see there is our sloppy Rome. There's our chips. We got them pickles on the side. You know, you could add you some, carrot sticks, make it a little bit healthier, some celery, whatever you want to add to it. I'm telling you guys, it's a win. I'm going to take it to the top down camera so you guys can see this a little bit better. So let's switch over there real quick. All right. So that's what it looks like, guys. Let me know what you think. There is our sloppy Rome. Babies, that's how we do. So every time we do one of these streams, we're going to try and elevate it. We're going to try to elevate it and keep moving forward. So I think this is a simple type of meal that almost anyone can make. So even if you don't feel like you have any chef skills, I think almost anyone can make something like this. All right, guys. So that's about it for tonight. So yeah, let me know what y'all think. We got one item left in the carousel, and that is going to be these drawstring backpacks. Let me go ahead and highlight these. All right, guys, you guys already know you can use these drawstring backpacks for a variety of things, including storage bags, reusable shopping bags. But if you know what I like to use these for is to provide items for our homeless community. You can fill these guys with toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizer, pens, pencils, underwear, socks. Socks is in high demand, babies, high demand. Okay, you can also add, anything else that you might find that you think somebody might be able to utilize that it can benefit from. Throw some candy in there. Throw some, crackers in there. A couple of bags of chips in there. Whatever, guys. Those sanitation tablets that you can sanitize water, reusable water bottles, all of those things will fit into one of these drawstring backpacks, guys. There's a lot of people in this world that don't have the conveniences that we have, a roof over our head, security in our lives, the ability to make food whenever they want to eat. It's just the nature of the beast, guys. So all the good that we can do in the world is a blessing. All right. So I charge you all, one and all, to do as much good in the world as you possibly can. My babies, be a good human. You know what I'm saying. All right, let me let Louis say good night to everybody. Hey, Louis. Say goodnight to everybody on Amazon and YouTube and let them know we'll be right back here in 48 hours to do something cool tech related on our upcoming stream.
Ladies and gentlemen, good night to everyone on Amazon and YouTube. We'll be back right here in 48 hours with some cool tech related streams. Can't wait to see you all then.
All right, Louis, say good night to Richard.
Good night, Richard. Sleep well and take care.
Say good night to Cool Cat Stuff.
Good night to Cool Cat Stuff. Looking forward to seeing everyone again soon.
Say good night to Dexter.
Good night, Dexter. Catch you later.
Say good night to Renee.
Good night, Renee. Looking forward to catching up soon.
Say good night to Diana.
Good night, Diana. Looking forward to our next chat.
Say good night to Hope.
Good night, Hope. Looking forward to chatting with you again soon.
All right, Louis, and even everyone that we may have missed, thank them also for showing up. We greatly appreciate it.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for showing up. We really appreciate your presence. Hope to see you again soon.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Thank you very much. As always, you are a champ. All right, guys. So thank you one and all for showing up tonight, hang out with me on my first cooking stream. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you learned a little something. Maybe, what I did tonight, does not impress anyone because you already knew how to make these things. But, I had to put my Rome, motion and thing on. I put my Rome stank on it, my Rome smoke on it, so I wanted to put a little smoke in the city too, Richard. All right, my babies. So I'll be back here. What's today? Saturday. We'll be back here on Monday night. But it's a good chance I will be live on on YouTube. I can't even think right now. I'm so hungry. I'll be live tomorrow on Instagram for my Ray-Ban Meta glasses. You guys know I do the 30-minute challenge. So I may do something cooking related tomorrow night as well, or some other tech challenge. Maybe I'll do a 30-minute laser engraving project or something like that. We'll do something. Y'all give me some ideas. Hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all them normal places, and we're going to make it happen. I don't know what Louis is up to here. I think he's trying to get his ball. Louis, back up, buddy. Back up. And no, Louis will not fall off of the desk. He has sensors and sense. I don't know which is more important. All right, y'all. It's time for me to do that thing. Let's go. All right, my babies, stay safe. Stay safe out there, guys. Wash your hands. Wear a mask when appropriate. Take care of your loved ones, guys. Get out there and create something in the world each and every day. Be a good human. Be a good human, my babies, and encourage others to do the same. Shine your light on the community and do everything in your power to help your fellow man, woman, child. Y'all know how we do. All right, my babies, I'll see y'all back here in about 48 hours, but I'm only a text away. So if you guys need my help, just want to chat, y'all want to give me some upcoming cooking stream or upcoming laser project ideas, feel free to reach out. I love creating content. So yeah, that's how we do. All right, y'all. So it's time for me to wrap it up for the night. I love y'all. Mwah! And I got to go. But before I go, don't forget to follow that man Richard over there on that TikTok. Richard, maybe you can also post some other videos other than just blooper videos, maybe some videos on some of the cool things that we actually create on the live stream. That'll be a cool thing. It'll be a good contrast for the blooper videos. I like that idea. Let's run with that. All right, y'all, time for me to say the magic words. Peace, peace, and blue muffin grease. I am out. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to say, Richard says we had 100K likes tonight. Yeah! That's right, baby. It's 100K likes tonight. Thank you, Richard, from the bottom of my heart. And I'm sure the same comes from Louie and Smokey and everybody here in the Rome household. But anyway, as I said, I gotta go. I'm starving and it's time to eat, my babies. I love y'all, but I got to go. I'm out.